So I've been asked by my management team at work to present to our town hall meeting on Monday my experience with becoming one of the faces of Dorma Kappa. So I thought, oh man, what am I going to say? I could talk about this whole thing, this whole experience for hours. So I need to condense it all down. So this is my, this is my review, my test shoot, my script of what I will discuss with the team on Monday. So becoming one of the faces of Dorma Kappa was a contest that Group HR came up with about 6 weeks ago. Let's see, this is May. This is the middle of May. So they came up with this idea around the middle of March, thinking that it would be great to have people within our company, within our great company, to showcase the diversity and the attractiveness of working for Dorma Kappa. And the plan was to have employees submit videos of why they think they should become the face of Dorma Kappa, and they will use these videos. They would select a winner. They would select winners from the videos and fly them into the company headquarters to do a professional photo and video shoot to then use for future recruitment videos and for internal branding purposes. So I submitted a video. My video talked about why I wanted to become the face of Dorma Kappa, and it's because I started with Modern Fold a little under a year ago, and it was one of the best decisions I made to join this company. Interviewing for a position is kind of like dating. You hope that you find an employer that's a good match for you, and I found that here at Modern Fold. I remember from day one that I felt welcome, and it's important. I mean, you're at work for most of your life, so it should be a place that you enjoy going to. And what helps with that is working with a group of people that makes you feel welcome, that makes you feel like your opinion matters, that you matter, and that makes a huge difference. So I felt that from day one. I remember when Brian, our general manager, he was up by my desk and asked, hey, Shaunka, how are you doing? And I'm like, what? You know my name and you're asking me how I'm doing? So from the very beginning, I felt like I was part of the team. And if you feel excited to come to work, it shows in your mood. You're then therefore enthusiastic about what you're doing, and that enthusiasm, it spreads. So if you're happy, then you're working with people, and hopefully they feed off your energy and they're happy, and then it's just a great place to work. And that's what I feel here at Modern Fold. Having the support of management is also very important, and I definitely had that here. I work with my manager, Angela. She knows so much about construction accounting and percent of completion accounting, which is very important in the role that I have with Modern Fold, which deals with the accounting for all of our major projects. So it's uniquely subjective, and she's helping me with those processes. So again, going back to feeling comfortable at work, if you feel comfortable at work, you feel comfortable asking your management or your manager for input, for questions, and then therefore that helps you grow in your role. And if you're growing and you're learning, then that means that you can then therefore take things off your manager's plate, which means she now has more time to help her manager to do more analytics and more important, won't necessarily say more important, but more, what's the right word? More value-added activities that will benefit the bottom line for the company. So it's just a reciprocal effect. You feel welcomed, you feel comfortable with your manager trusts you, you feel like I'm trustworthy, I'm valued, you put forth more of an effort, you help your manager, which then helps her manager, which then helps, and it just goes on and on and on. So I talked about that in my video, like how trust is so important, one of my favorite Dorma Kappa values. And having that trust allows me to express my curiosity and ask those questions that maybe someone else had not even thought of asking. So supportive management is important, and the work-life balance is also important. And I discussed that in my video where everyone knows I'm a bowler. I love to bowl, and I'm excited about bowling. And all of the colleagues here, everyone was very supportive and friendly from day one. So they knew that I like to bowl. So they're like, hey, bowling is fun. It is fun. It's a lot of fun. And because of my excitement and then their excitement and then management seeing our excitement, we started the bowling team, which has been awesome. And our very first year with an eclectic mix. I mean, it was a different group of people every week. And we finished third, which isn't bad at all. I think that's maybe my second top finishing in all of the years that I've been bowling. So kudos to us. So joining Modern Fold is like becoming a family. It's like being part of a family. And that's what I talked about, like why I wanted to become a face of Dormakaba, to show and pay it forward the reasons of feeling welcoming from the very beginning, and how that is across all of the segments and all of the companies of Dormakaba. So fortunately, Group HR liked my video. I got picked, and I was flown out to Switzerland to partake in this professional photo shoot. And a little sidebar, the experience to getting there was interesting. Within the last 3 weeks, I learned about the video, created a video. I realized I don't have a passport, so I need to do what was necessary to get a passport expedited. All the chaoses of getting that passport expedited. Then making my travel arrangements, and then realizing there was issues with my travel arrangements. So waking up at 2 a.m. on the morning that I'm supposed to depart to find out that, oh my gosh, my connecting flight in New York actually has me changing airports. So I was on the phone with Delta and our travel agency trying to get that situated. So my experience just getting to Switzerland was an ordeal. But once I got to Switzerland, it was all worth it to meet individuals from across the country. And let me tell you, there was 145 submissions, 145 submissions. 20 people were selected across from 23 countries, which is quite impressive that I was one of those chosen ones. So there was 10 women, 10 men, from different segments, from different countries, different continents, and to see us all come together and break through the language barrier and just support each other and be there for one another was just overwhelmingly, it's the purpose of Dormakaba, the family and being welcoming. The things that I find important was on display there. And the project lead team, they were fabulous. They had a timeline from the very beginning of how we're going to get started, who needs to go to makeup first. There was an official photo shoot. Like photographer Tomas, he was, I'm sure he has carpal tunnel in his finger. Like he pressed the clicker so many times. I learned that he had took over 2,500 pictures in 2 days. And we had a very strict schedule. So I get to Switzerland at, my flight lands at 10:50, supposed to land at 10:30, so we get there a little early. I land at 10:14. But my luggage doesn't make it, so my day of what I thought would be a free day, somewhat to experience the country or the city, was spent dealing with the airport and finding my luggage. Apparently my luggage wanted to have more fun and decided to go to Amsterdam. So we had to like locate it, track it down, airport, had it delivered from Amsterdam to the Zurich airport, and then I worked with the hotel's shuttle service to make sure I'm there to pick up my luggage because we had a dinner scheduled on Sunday. So it was an ordeal, but I got my luggage. I get back to the hotel 6 p.m. and just enough time to like shower, get refreshed, change my clothes, do my hair. I had to do my hair and get ready for dinner. And from the first moment of meeting everyone, my buddy Zaid, I told him my cheeks and my mouth hurt from smiling and laughing so much. So from the very beginning, it was a fabulous experience, and we were on a tight schedule. It was like a short, long trip. It was short in the sense that the trip was only 4 days, long in the sense 2 of the 4 days was spent traveling. And so Sunday morning, we were up at 8:15. We walked over to the headquarters, which was like maybe a 3-5 minute walk over to the headquarters. We hear our opening speech from Sandra about the purpose and the reason behind everything, and how she had goosebumps from hearing all the inspirational stories. And so she was super excited to learn, to see firsthand and hear firsthand, like why we all felt like we used to be a part of the Faces of timeline, like who needed to go to makeup first, who was doing their video interview first, who was doing their photo shoot first. And in the meantime, you know, we're all studying the potential interview questions to make sure, you know, we give the best answers that we can give when we do our video. And that we were also they also provided a little icebreaker. So to prepare for the I was going to say tournament, I got bowling on my mind. To prepare for the event, we were all asked to complete a survey and provide one interesting fact about one another. And so that was what this little icebreaker was. But it was always like, I guess, you know, from our Spark, our employee initiative activities, like there's always competition involved. So it's like, so when you're having these conversations, are you supposed to withhold answering these questions, or are you just supposed to like pick up on clues from just having normal conversations with everyone? So we ended up working together as a team. We figured out who is everybody. So that was a lot of fun to do as well. Let's see. Oh, and even though they had this timeline, they were inspired by what we were wearing, by what we were seeing, by what we were doing. And so there was always someone walking around. He had a video camera, so you were always on display. So it's like he could be talking to you. Like I was having a conversation with a colleague. I'm sure it was something maybe about clothes, or it was about hair. We were probably talking about hair, and I see he's over there with the camera, and I'm like, okay, let's pretend like we don't see him over there. We're just having a regular conversation. So very interesting. You're always on display, but you always got to be ready, and we always were ready. So yes, strict, not strict, but we had a timeline that we followed, and with these ad hoc things. So my first day there, I had on this royal blue cardigan, and Carolina from our Columbia offices had on a red shirt underneath her black jacket, and Bella, one of the ladies with the project lead team that created the timeline, she was like, oh, Dormakaba colors. So she's like, okay, Carolina, Shawanka, and Stefan, come on, let's do a group photo of showcasing the Dormakaba color. So like, even though they had an idea in mind of what they wanted to do, they were always inspired by each of us and what we were wearing and what we were saying to do different photo shoots or do different group photos or individual photos. So fabulous experience. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, and this group of people, like, I don't want to tear up, but we started as colleagues, and we left as more than friends. We left as family members. Our very last night there, we had dinner as a group. Each night we had dinner as a group, but our last night, Arthur from our Italian offices, Italy offices, came up with the idea, you know, we should start a group chat on WhatsApp. So he created this Faces of Dormakaba group on WhatsApp, so we can all stay in contact with each other. And we use that tool, we use that media form to share pictures that we each have taken with each other, or videos, or whatever the case may be, and just, you know, just to communicate. And so as an example of how cool this group of people are, how my new family members are, he created this group chat at 7 p.m. on Monday night, and by the time we got back to the hotel room after dinner, we had over 80 pictures posted. Like, are you crazy? And then all of the positive feedback, the energy, it was just fabulous. So I want to like read some quotes that I've gotten from my colleagues. Showing colleagues from all over the world and sharing their real stories is a great opportunity to convey the unique character of Dormakaba, especially our brand trust. So this was one of the reasons, let's backtrack a little bit, this was a quote from Vicky for one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. Here are some other quotes. Mark from Texas, he says, thank you everyone, it was a privilege meeting each and every one of you. Have safe travels back home. Thompson from India says, this was a fabulous group with a great and invigorating energy, truly representative of the 16,000 employees as the face of Dormakaba. Arthur from Italy, that is the spirit. This is the spirit to strengthen and to tie ties amongst all of us. Ding from Malaysia, he also wanted to say thank you to everybody. We all did a great job, and it was so amazing to work with all of us. Andreas, one of our project lead managers, he said, the day after, he's like, I am missing some people. So he was still at the headquarters. And on Tuesday, he sent this message saying, I'm missing some people. The energy and the power in this Inspiration Day. Like, we all supported and helped each other. Bella, it was such a pleasure getting to know all of you and working with you. You were all just so great. I miss you all. Saeed from Malaysia, he was my buddy. He said, to all the beautiful people of the faces of Dormakaba, my wish is for all of us to meet again. All of you have become my guru because I've learned so many things from each of you. All of you have been my mentor because of the guidance that you have given me. Above all of you are my family. I miss you all. And it just goes on. I can start crying. So some of the questions that I had prepared for my interview portion was, what's my favorite value of Dormakaba? And my favorite value is trust. My favorite value is trust because if I have trust from my management team, I can trust that I'm doing a good job. If I trust I'm doing a good job, I feel comfortable to ask those questions that can help make me a better employee. And if I'm a better employee, then I can perform better. So like the trust is like the main value for me that helps establish the foundation for all of our other values. What do I like about my job? The flexibility where no 2 days are like I could have a to-do list of what I plan to get done, but there's always something that comes up and is like, wow, I wasn't anticipating that, or I didn't expect that. Opportunity to learn. Or with what I've learned so far, it's like, I'm seeing things transitioning a certain way. I think maybe I can offer suggestions of how we can make something better. So no 2 days are alike. Always opportunity to learn. Learning is growth. Growth is performance. It's a win-win for it's a win-win. What am I proud of? I'm proud of being a part of a team where it feels like family. We all learn from each other here, but in the meantime, we also have fun together. And it's not like a strict office environment here. You know, you may walk by and you may be having a good time and laughing, but what we're also doing is we're building rapport amongst each other, and we're making sure that we're all comfortable with each other. So, you know, we have questions to go, hey buddy, hey Steve-O, hey, or Lindsay. You know, we could just go out, talk to our team members and not feel like we can't talk to each other, right? Because that can create a hostile work environment, and we don't want that. What does teamwork mean to me at Dormakaba? It means helping one another. It means listening. It means understanding processes, not necessarily knowing what everyone does, but having a general idea of what everyone does is important. Therefore, you know, like what your role is in the big picture of things. So if you can foresee that you may be a bottleneck as part of that process because you're waiting on something, you can let the next, hey Steve, I'm waiting on this, so I'm going to get this to you as soon as I can. So then he has and heads up. So like just listening, understanding each other, learning from mistakes. We all make mistakes, but let's try not to make them again. So if something happens, that's a great opportunity to learn and like, man, what did I do where I missed this? Or what did I do that can make this process better? And that's what's important about being part of a team. We support one another and we build each other up. If there are mistakes, they happen. It's okay. We're here to help. And again, going back to that trust. If we have that trust, you know, like it just it's the foundation for a great work environment. And what it means to be one of the faces of Dormakaba, it's been a very humbling experience. Totally honored. Being a face of Dormakaba means being a part of a family. It was a part of something wonderful. It was an honor to be a part of something wonderful. And this was a memorable, life-changing experience. To just see how being positive can be so impactful. I'm not gonna cry. So, to wrap this up, I would talk about how we wrapped up my video interview. So, key phrase for Dormakaba is we build trust every day, and I build trust every day. And so we would say those two statements with emphasis on different parts of the world. So, we build trust every day. We build trust every day. We build trust every day. I build trust every day. I build trust every day. I build trust every day. And to go back to the teamwork, so for the Asian American part of the segment, they wanted those individuals to say those 2 sentences in your native tongue. Like, it's just a great way to show diversity amongst the company. And so I can't remember the individuals particularly who had the questions who was doing their video first, but one person was doing their video first, and they wanted to get help from their colleague, their team members, on how to convert this to Cantonese. I think that's what it was. And so we get help from, like, Calvin comes in there and he helps out Dean, and he's like, I need a little bit more help. So they get in Melanie, and she comes in and help. And it's like in their language, not as simple as it is in English, where you just change the pronoun I from we or we from I. To change that sentence in their language, you have to change the whole structure of the sentence. So to make sure they had it correct, there's like, Melanie was like, well, let me call someone that I know in Hong Kong. So she's on the phone with someone in Hong Kong, and the 4 of them are working together to answer this question. It just goes like, we trust each other. Again, the foundation value for the Dormakaba family. So, in all, fabulous experience. Thank you, Dormakaba, for picking me as one of the faces of Dormakaba. I will cherish those 4 days forever. Thank you.